All right, you guys, this is Xavier, and I am late. I am so late in regards to reading Aot No Requiem Part 1. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to read. I'm gonna go ahead and read Part 1 and Part 2 because I've been slacking, and this is one of my first videos, and I had to get in. I had to get in on the action. I'm a longtime fan, and I actually haven't heard any. I'm a longtime fan, and I figured it's time for me to start making my discussion videos and reaction videos to AOT because it has made a huge impact in my life. So this is my first time reading it. I can't say that I was too happy about how the manga ended. So I'm very curious to see how this fan fiction goes. You may hear a lawnmower or something outside, so I apologize in advance if you guys hear anything in the background. So let's see. All right. Oh wow. Comes with his own soundtrack too. All right, so let's see what we have. Let's see, Casa. Wow, so this looks like this is exactly where Aaron was at in the beginning of the manga. Casa. Yo, this art is amazing. See, long ago, when our world was still young, and all manner of unknown things began to form. To you, 2,000 years at last, that which we call life was born, hallucigenia. Throughout the span of time, life began to evolve, and as the conditions changed and became more complex, life sought out more than survival. It sought out meaning, simply because of our ability to thrive. And species began. Okay, so this was like a monologue from Zeke. And yet, in spite of all odds, one such ancient life form persisted through millennia. Man, this art is amazing. Hey, shout out to the Aot No Requiem team. This is amazing. And yet, in spite of all odds, one such ancient life form persisted through millennia, refusing to pass on. It waited. Okay, so Zeke is having a monologue with someone. Man, this looks amazing. All right, so we got Aaron. We have adult Aaron and young Aaron looking at the tree that Ymir fell in. Perhaps it was two. Perhaps it too was waiting for another chance to fight that inevitable doom. Hold on, you know what? I'm reading this from right to left. Let me make sure I'm not. maybe it's. Or maybe in its need to fulfill that instinct to persevere by pure chance it found a way. Or maybe there really is no deeper meaning to any of this after all, and all these years of suffering have been for nothing. Hold on, you guys. I'm make sure I'm reading. I stumbled into the power change everything. Our history began because. Okay, yeah. So it is from right to left. Well, regardless of how or why, our history began because one pitiful slave girl defied her master and stumbled into the power that changed everything. Yes, Aaron's friend, that little girl was her, Ymir, okay. In her desire to find meaning, she was pushed to survive and thus became our founder, Ymir. Okay, so man, Zeke is providing more exposition and, and explaining things better than the official canon. I cannot pretend to understand it all, even after spending all of this time here. Oh, I want to let you know, you guys, this is all raw, no cuts. This is everything that you're seeing is my reaction. You know, but one thing's for certain: no matter how one may try to fight it, death is inevitable. So why bother seeking out something as arbitrary as meaning at all? So Zeke is still as nihilist as ever, as nihilistic as ever. All these lives that never needed to suffer, all these paths created from arrogance and the desire to defy the very nature of this world. If she had just accepted her fate and freed herself from her suffering, as we all eventually do, perhaps all this could have been avoided. Okay, so Zeke is still on the sterilization, and not being born at all is a lot better than being born and suffering. Which I love the yin and yang to his brothers, to Aaron's philosophy about being born into this world. Hallucigenia. Maybe then we might have been spared from this existence. This place was born. Okay, so he's talking to Armin. They're both in the paths. This place was born of that arrogance, unable to move on from the will of the king. She was banished here to this place, free from death, obeying his desires. Wow. Godlike in power, but forever a slave. You know, you guys, no matter how much power she had, she was still that same little girl. With this earth, she creates the monsters that destroy and perpetuate the cycle of suffering. The paths. So this all began because of her, and this is a place free of death. But if she has all this power, why not use it to free herself? Amazing music that's part of the website too. It's definitely setting the mystical tone of the paths. So you've realized the conundrum very good. I have spent an astounding amount of time trying to answer that question. Why didn't she exact her revenge on the man and people who enslaved her instead of serving them? You know, even when I read that for the first time in the manga, it made sense to me why she felt, why she went back, being as young as she was, and all, all that she'd known, especially at that age, was her, being a slave. So honestly, it did make sense to me, at least, as to why she would go back. I think people tend to forget that she was a little girl when all of that happened. And didn't she exact her revenge on the man, people who enslaved? Maybe she couldn't, some kind of condition to her power. I too came to that initial conclusion. Yo, this is canon. I don't care what nobody says. However, the more I watched this history, the less I was convinced that was the case. The power itself was not the issue, so could it have been her will? That's right. The body is nothing without the mind. Was she capable of separating her own desires from that of her abusers? Or was there some hidden need to belong? Was that her meaning? If so, then her suffering was truly great. In the end, Aaron was able to understand her when I couldn't. That's why she went with him. He offered her something no one else could give her. Yo, I love that look that Armin is giving him. And that was freedom. Oh, wow. Look at that shot. So is she finally free, Ymir? Are we all free now? Ha! That look on his face says it all. Not yet. But you showed her she's not alone anymore. If that's not enough, then what is she waiting for? For 2,000 long years, she's been waiting. It is the reason you are here. Oh, man. for someone to set her, for someone to free her, to free us all. This power has shown me the paths ahead, what could have been, branches of things that have passed, and what can't be changed. So he sees everything, every split, every alternate, every possible reality. And the paths built their plans that I reject. Hold on, let me take a look at some of these shots. Grisha, smiling Titan. Dina, Frida's frowning Titan power. Yo, was that? Yo, was that a shot from the official cannon? Oh man, I'm pretty. What can't be changed? So I should get a shot. Hans been eaten. And the paths built on their plans that I reject, leaving only one. When you wake up, you forget what you've learned, but not what you felt here. This will all feel just like a long dream, that moment. Oh, so he's talking to Aaron right before the first season. So this is right before Aaron wakes up. Before Mikasa wakes him up. That moment, until only then when you begin to understand. And then when he and then when he finally touches his story and kisses her hand, it all comes back together full circle. Only then will you begin to understand. I have walked through these plains for what's felt like an eternity. Keep in mind, my friends, the past, time does not exist. Past, future, and present all exist in one time. Like our brother, I tried to see and understand. Through the combined power of the attack and founding titans, I've learned to control what I saw, and I could see the results of all of their plans. So we have. I saw peace, but I also saw endless destruction over and over again with no end in sight. Seeing I knew I had to be the one to change things and end this cycle of hatred once and for all. This is amazing. This art is so good. At first, I tried to save the ones dearest to me by trying to change the flow of the past. I even tried to stop some things from happening. But I realized that to achieve that one goal, sacrifice was unavoidable. To assert our birthright, I am prepared to sacrifice the world. The look of horror on Grisha's face. So Armin, and that's Armin and Zeke. I will keep moving forward until all my enemies are destroyed. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Oh man. Yeah, you guys, this is excellent. Um, yeah, shout out to the Aot No Requiem team. This is excellent. The full chapter will likely be close to 100 pages. Oh wow. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna make another video discussing my feelings on the ending of Attack on Titan. But I will put it to you this way. This is already better. This is, in my opinion, this is way better. Aaron, yeah, this is amazing. So actually, I'm going to end the video on this one, and then I'm going to make a separate video reviewing part 2. I don't think they've created part 3 yet. All right, so what I'm going to do is make another one discussing, okay, so there's only 2 parts. All right, so I appreciate you guys watching this with me. Be sure to let me know what you guys think on Aot No Requiem and your opinions on the official canon ending of Attack on Titan. All right. I'll see you guys soon.